What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Code, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Now, this video is going to be a Manchester United update video. A couple of things have happened in terms of transfers, new contracts, and of course, the Europa League game coming up in a few days. Now, this isn't a prediction video or a preview. That will happen tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But overall, there's been a lot of things to talk about, and a lot of controversy. I won't say controversy, but a lot of really sad things have been happening around the world, and now it's affecting the sporting world in England, Manchester United. But it's bigger than that now. It's pretty much everywhere. So we'll get to that. Before we get started, please like and subscribe for another re-sign from a Manchester United youth player. It's great news. We'll get to who it is in a moment, but smash and like, subscribe, because we've got young players wanting to stay here. It's no greater feeling than having players want to be at Manchester United, especially players with a good potential, and we'll see what happens. Now, for those of you who are wondering who I'm talking about, Tahith Chong has re-signed a new deal, I believe up until 2023. Fantastic news for Tahith Chong. I think he's a mixed bag at the moment in terms of what people really think about him. A lot of people think he is not good enough. A lot of people think he has really good potential, but he just needs to go on loan and needs to go and get some game time. For me, I really rate Tahith Chong. Like, I really do. I know he's had a really bad stretch of games this season when he has been given the chance, but there's no way. Think of it as the Fred situation, right? Fred has consistently gotten better and better and better since he been given an opportunity to play. So it's only a matter of time that could eventually happen to other players. Tahith Chong has not been given enough chances to play this season. So, of course, he's not going to have the best and the greatest of games. Therefore, I think this re-signing is perfect because it gives us an opportunity to explore our options with him and maybe put him out on loan. Maybe put him in a situation where he's guaranteed game time at a certain period. Clearly, he trusts the process that Manchester United are building, and that's all but great news. We kept another youth talent that does have extremely high potential, in my opinion, and I definitely think it was too early to make judgments on him. It's only been really one season he's played, and for people who are saying that he's not good enough, you might be right, but at the end of the day, there's no way we can determine how good of a player Tahith Chong will be after one season. So this is a great signing for me. Of course, it's not Angel Gomez, because I think that's the one people are really going to be excited about if that is to happen. I would really love Angel Gomez to re-sign as well. That's going to be the most ideal situation, to have both of them re-sign, eventually make both parties happy, because I feel like they wanted to be here, but it was up to Manchester United to make that happen. And if one's down, there's another one to go, and I hope and I pray that we can get more out of these players if we do manage to keep them. Going up to the next thing I want to talk about. In the transfers, there's been a lot of news about Jadon Sancho potentially coming to Manchester United with or without the Champions League. Multiple sources now are basically saying we are the favourites to sign Jadon Sancho. With this news, like it's just with every other news, really. You have to take it with a pinch of salt. Jadon Sancho is a fantastic player. He would obviously suit us very well. But one, he's very expensive. And two, it's just not the time to be talking about potential signings, because anything that's been given to us now cannot necessarily be the truth. We also have, I forget the name, I think Bergwijn or something like that from in the Championship, who's 16 years old, and he's looking like a signing as well. We're looking at signing midfielders like Toni Kroos. Like, there's a lot of players that we've been linked to now, and not all of it's going to be true. So, as Manchester United fans, I urge everybody to just take everything with a pinch of salt. Nothing is true until they hold up the shirt, because look at how many players we were linked to in the summer. We were linked to nearly everybody. Every year we seem to be linked to Ronaldo, Neymar in some sort of way, Gareth Bale. We're linked to all these players, but they don't come. So at the end of the day, with Jadon Sancho, it could very much be a possibility, a very strong possibility, because I think he is a Manchester United fan. If we make the Champions League, it's only going to help give a reason to for him to come. And also, he would suit us perfectly, but we can't see, and basically say it's 100% nailed on, because nothing is 100% nailed on. Speaking of things that are not 100% nailed on, the Pogba rumours of leaving to Real Madrid have gotten stronger since returning to training camp or training at Manchester United. However, there is a possibility that people are predicting Paul Pogba will resign at the end of this season. So this is big news as well. I think, again, it's a pinch of salt. I think, of course, he's more likely to leave. For me, I don't think there's any chance of him really staying unless we force him to stay, which, to be honest, I don't really have a problem with. I think it's definitely not the best option, but if we do force him to stay, at the end of the day, he is on a contract, and I think he loves the club enough and respectful enough to see that contract out. But nevertheless, with Paul Pogba, if he does resign, I think that's the best of news that we could possibly get this season. He's extremely talented. He's arguably our best player, and he will only make us better with the new signings around him. So maybe he is impressed with how Manchester United are operating their signings, and this will give him a second chance at Manchester United, maybe. Only time will tell. His performances will tell us everything as well. If he has an extremely good run of games when he comes back, probably against Tottenham or even against Sheffield, Paul Pogba could seriously reconsider leaving. And that's the ultimate goal, I think. I think that's Manchester United's ultimate goal. I'd rather him stay than leave, but I'm not opposed to him leaving anymore because it's just been rumoured for so many years now. If he does want to leave, I respect the decision, and he's got to go at the end of the day if he really does want to leave. But we'll see what happens. Only time will tell how strong these rumours are, because by the end of the season, it's going to keep getting louder and louder, all this noise. Pogba's leaving, Pogba's staying, Sancho's coming to Man United, Sancho's going to Chelsea, Sancho re-signs with Dortmund. There's too much noise at the moment, and we just got to see where we go. And finally, last but not least, it's definitely not least, there's been reports that Manchester United versus LASK away has been closed, is now a closed door game. There will be no fans attending the arena. There will be, I'm not sure about the commentary. I'm sure there might be some sort of commentary in some way, but ultimately it's going to be Manchester United versus LASK in an empty stadium. There's going to be no fans cheering. It's going to be pretty much an empty stadium game. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but it is pretty sad how things have changed dramatically over the past 2 months. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm sure everybody knows by now, the coronavirus has been spreading around the world rapidly. It's at a very high risk of people getting the coronavirus in public areas such as football stadiums. Italy has been completely shut down from this. Germany is kind of following suit. China, of course, is very bad. In Australia, it is increasing rapidly as well. People are panic buying, stocking up on toilet paper and essentials just so they don't have to leave the house. Schools are being shut down for all around the country, all around the world. So this is very big. This is a very big issue in the world today. And now it's not just affecting the world, it's affecting the sports environment as well. So Manchester United potentially playing a closed-door game, that's only the first step. There's been a lot of rumours of the Premier League itself being cancelled until further notice, or they might cancel the whole season in general. If that happens, I'm not really sure what would happen. I don't know if there's going to be technically a trophy given because or anything like that, but this is extremely terrible news, and it is sad, but people's health has to come first in this situation. I would much rather not watch any football for months and months on end to ensure other people are safe in going to these games, because at the end of the day, people's safety and health come first. And all these sports athletes would understand that, and I'm sure that's what the Premier League are discussing in order to find a suitable solution for everybody. And if that means cancelling the Premier League, then it has to be cancelled. If that means no fans are allowed at the stadium, then no fans are allowed at the stadium. At the end of the day, we can't risk having not only the fans but also the players getting this disease that could potentially, even though it's a very low chance of death for someone at around their age, it's still a chance of death, and that's something that the Premier League have to take seriously. Manchester United are taking seriously. So at the end of the day, I think this is a fair thing to happen. It's obviously terrible. Our away fans, I'm sure they're gutted to hear this, because a lot of them probably made their way to Afghanistan or Austria. I can't remember where they're from. I apologize, but and now they're not going to get to see that game, and it's very risky to be flying right now as well. So the whole world is kind of shutting down for a moment, and Italy's the prime example. Probably the second worst country in terms of getting the coronavirus and having it all around their country now. So everything has to be cancelled, and God willing, everybody's safe, and this situation gets dealt with as soon as possible. But yeah, so if the Premier League does get cancelled, I know everyone might be a bit upset or think it's an overreaction. I know a lot of people that think that the coronavirus is a little bit of an overreaction, and like only 3% of people would die from it over 80 years old in China, and whatever the stat was. But it is still a very, very, very bad illness or virus to obtain, and it can possibly kill anybody at any age, whether it's being from the age of 5 to the age of 80 or and above. It doesn't matter. So they got to put the health of everybody first, and it's going to happen. If anybody in Australia, the AFL is currently going through the same phase where at the moment they're discussing fans not playing in front, not being able to attend games in Australia. So this is happening to us as well. It's happening to everybody, and as much as it's going to be sad, and as much as people probably won't get their money back for their season tickets or anything like that, it is like that health and safety of yourselves come first. I know sports is everything for most people. It's life, and it is for me as well. I mean, I make a whole YouTube channel about it, upload every day about videos. But at the end of the day, you have to put people first. So hopefully the Premier League will find a suitable solution. Hopefully this virus can end up being something that's dealt with as quickly as possible to save as many lives as possible. And also quality of life as well is important. So even if you're not going to die from the virus, the quality of life that you're living for the time that you have that virus is dramatically decreased. So yeah, we just got to be focused on the right things, and we've got to be focused on the right we've got to put our priorities straight as humans, and we'll see how it goes. At the moment, that's all the news that there is about Manchester United. It's been an interesting day. So as far as I know, that Europa League game is going ahead. So you will see a Manchester United preview tomorrow with a prediction and the team lineups and everything that I think that will go with. I want to thank you all for watching. If you're new around here, please like, subscribe for more Manchester United updates, more videos about football in general. And yeah, it is a very troubling time to be alive at the moment, but the only way we're going to get through it is to get through it together. So in saying that, this is the Sports Code. Hope everybody's safe and well. Take care and peace.